Hello there. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. And welcome to a very special video because, yes, we're talking about drama. The drama that is happening right now with Genshin, and it's been hell, and I have had one of my best laughs, I have to say, seeing the situation unfold, and it's pretty crazy, I must say. This video isn't really to just shit on the people complaining, shit on mihoyo or anything. This is just to help people that are absolutely lost, and because of the hell that's happening on Reddit, on other forums, or even freaking news sites have articles about this hell. You just get lost in all of the negativity or positivity that is given towards the situation. And again, it's just hell. So here I am to explain to you what is going on, the problems that are being shown, and things that are happening in just calm ways with just good reasons behind everything, every complaint or backing up of the situation, both sides and stuff. So let's start from the beginning on how did this hell start. Well, it all sort of began with the anniversary rewards that were, actually sort of shown in the beta with leaks. Leakers and people who follow leaks already knew something was going wrong. And when the live stream was done and what was mentioned there, everybody was like, this is very underwhelming, 10 wishes on the character banner when Genshin was shot up so high for popularity because of the player base liking the game so much and just sharing it with all of the world. And of course, with all the freaking money that has been made from Genshin, 10 wishes? And yeah, it's wow. And from then, people, it was like, okay, we're 1 month plus away from the anniversary. They're most likely, are like, here's, the least, the bad stuff of the anniversary. And as we go on, we'll tell you more about what's happening with the anniversary. Because, people are like, okay, first of all, this is a gacha game. It's a very popular game. We should be seeing some really cool stuff. People have faith in mihoyo to say, all right, we're gonna have a nice and cool event with stuff. And as the days went by, nothing was heard. No new rewards, no nothing about an event. And people were like, something's wrong here. And what happened is, a few days ago from recording, a post was made on Hoyo Lab, where it was an announcement about some contests that would be made in order to celebrate the anniversary. They were just tied to the anniversary. To, again, celebrate it in different ways, not just in-game. And people went crazy over what was on that post, and for good reason. Some say they're community rewards, but doesn't matter. They're tied to the anniversary. The anniversary isn't about the game inside, just, the Genshin world. It's about the game as a product and the consumer that is consuming this product. It's about everything around Genshin. That is what anniversaries are in gacha games and other forms of media, you can say. Everything, the whole world around this game and this franchise. So it does matter that these contests, they exist and they had these rewards and stuff. And, let's begin with those rewards, the contests. So what happened is that there were like 5 or 6 contests, each for their own branch of thing. There was a raffle everybody can participate in, which most likely just is something pretty simple and you entered this raffle. The rewards were that 10% of the people that entered the raffle will get a Blessing of the Welkin Moon, and everybody else, that other 90%, they will just receive 100,000 mora. Some will say that doesn't sound that bad. It's a raffle, it's about randomness and such. And then the others, the other people will tell you these are just stupid rewards given to a very small amount of the participants. And it's sort of both ways. First of all, it's an anniversary contest. It's not necessarily a contest. That's the thing. Other contests like art, cosplay, which we'll mention, they are contests. This web event shouldn't be a raffle. It should be a web event that again celebrates Genshin and what has happened in this whole year of Genshin, and gives you a nice desirable reward. If it was literally enter this web event, do some cool stuff and celebrate Genshin, see the multiple, let's say, trailers or how they were announced or something, again, a celebration for the game, and then boom, here's a blessing of the Welkin Moon, here's all the rewards, not a blessing of the Welkin Moon necessarily, then it would have been fine. That's the problem with it. It's the only contest that basically all of the player base can enter, and it's still RNG. It's still a raffle. No, make another web event that is, again, that is for everybody, and everybody comes out happy. And just 10% receive a blessing of the Welkin Moon, and 90% receive, well, nothing, like not even 40 resin worth of Mora. What if it was 10% get a blessing, another 20% get this, 30% get this, and meaningful rewards in all of these? That's the problem, is that the absolute majority receives nothing, while the absolute minority receives something pretty desirable. It should have been balanced. Well, not necessarily a 50-50, because even still then, these rewards are very, 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 very unbalanced. But, again, 10% the Welkin, 20% something else, 30% something else. That is just a fine reward that drops in, of course, value because you're giving it to the majority, but that's how a raffle works. Even in freaking, lotteries, there's, divided rewards. Well, the absolute luckiest person gets the most money, and then other people receive less. Not only that, some have, if your lottery ticket ended in X number, hey, here's, your money back sort of thing. It matters. It's something. So it's just a very, very bad thing to have the only web event that everybody can participate in be so badly balanced in rewards and such. So it's just a bad, thing. And then we move on to the other contests. So yes, indeed, people were saying that artists will get only 100 Primo Gems, but no, the art contest had very different rewards. But those rewards still weren't exactly what miHoYo has offered before. And seeing as these are the contests tied to the anniversary, you would expect something really nice compared to just a random art contest. So in this contest that's happening now with the anniversary, the people that submitted the submissions of the art, they're gonna get 10,000 Primo Gems and then iPads. And then the below would get 10,000 Primo Gems and AirPod Pros. The other would just get 10,000 Primo Gems, and then the other ones would just get nothing. Number one, it's on low number people, only 1,000, when the Genshin community is just so big. And not only that, people outside of Genshin can just say, hey, this is a very cool, this is a contest with very cool rewards outside of the game which I don't play, or this could be something to force an artist to try out Genshin and perhaps change their style, or find new things to draw, or get better with commissions, If there's such a big community and you're an artist that doesn't play Genshin, and maybe a lot of people come to you and say, hey, will you draw this that is from Genshin? Maybe you want to actually experience the game a bit and know what you're doing to draw better. So people outside of the Genshin community can enter this contest. So it's not, so the 1,000 people for top, second or third reward tiers just isn't that much. But that's not the main problem. It's those rewards outside of the game. It's also bad that there are not more rewards inside of the game. 10,000 Primo Gems, you can easily earn that in 1 month of playing as a complete free-to-play. But the rewards are, as I said, an iPad and AirPod Pros. These are the only physical rewards you can get. And they are just not tailored to artists. Yes, You can draw on iPad. An iPad is a very good device. I support like what an iPad is. Like iPads are fucking awesome. But an artist won't really use that. And the AirPod Pros, mate, I have AirPod Pros, but they're not for the artist. The artist doesn't need that. In previous contests, which happened during Lantern Rite, which somebody shared the rewards with, shared the rewards on Reddit, they gave out a full subscription, a 1-year subscription to the Adobe Suite, which is Premiere, Photoshop, and other kinds like After Effects and everything they got. A whole year of that, which is worth around $700 plus. That is so much catered to artists. They gave like the Adobe Suite, they gave like Clip Art Studio or something. These are programs that an artist would love to have and win. A free subscription to Adobe Photoshop basically is amazing with all of the other added bonuses from the other Adobe programs. That is so much tailored towards artists that are gonna enter the competition, and it's amazing. This contest happened during Lantern Rite, so you know that miHoYo can give out better rewards, and again, rewards tailored towards the artists. So it's sad to see such things, again, these rewards for the anniversary. A much better idea, if you don't want to include the Adobe Suite, would be a drawing tablet. Wacom tablets, which are, Wacom is one of the most known companies about drawing tablets and also players. Give them drawing tablets. An artist would love to have a new drawing tablet or a spare or anything. Or they will, they have a budget drawing tablet. They see that they can win this very expensive one. Boom. It's a much better reward than an iPad. And the AirPod Pros, again, that are not tailored towards artists. So this was a problem. Like, even if you say it's not the 100 Primo Gems on the other contests, competitions, it's again a competition that an artist will not benefit as much as they would in previous miHoYo competitions. These are again the rewards with the Adobe Suite are Genshin contests that happened half or more of a year ago. So why go down in value, let's say, in the anniversary, which is again is supposed to be big, a celebration. It's sad. It's very sad. And then, of course, there are the other contests, which are the guide contests, if you create a nice character guide or something about the game, and the cosplay contest, which 1,000 people will get 100 Primo Gems. What? When I saw that, I don't remember if I read it correctly, but what? 100 Primo Gems? This isn't even a competition. I can just log into the game and get more than 100 Primo Gems. What? This just isn't a reward. Even making a guide takes time, and that precious time can be spent somewhere else. Cosplays, people can even do commissions for cosplays and get, money that is much more valuable than these Primo Gems. 100? Sure, the guides people, which also of course takes time, isn't as time consuming perhaps, or money consuming as a cosplay or art. But it's still worth, of course, something more than 100 Primo Gems on just 1,000 people. Yes, more people are likely to enter the art contest, so you have more winners there, but what about the cosplay contest as well? Again, somebody can just say, okay, this is a cosplay contest, I'm good at cosplays, I'm gonna cosplay a character from this game, and if I want to know more about this character and how to do the cosplay, I'm gonna play it, or learn more about it, and they're gonna enter, even if they're outside of the community of Genshin. So, again, lots of people enter, and then you pick such a small number to receive nothing. Because, be fair, 100 Primo Gems is nothing. It's just nothing for such effort and love to be put on art, cosplay, and a guide. It's sad. Some people also, continuing on the topic of the contests, some people say, of course, it's free advertising for miHoYo. And it is. Some say no, it's not free advertising. But if we, analyze it, it is indeed. miHoYo does nothing, and they get advertised for their game. An artist that is gonna enter the contest, a cosplayer, not the guides, just, leave out the guides, people, because they're not gonna do what the artists and cosplayers will do. The artist and cosplayer will go on their social media, they're gonna post about their cosplay, pictures of the cosplay, pictures of their art. People are gonna see it, they're gonna want to know where this came from, they're gonna search for Genshin. They might like the idea of Genshin, they might see gameplay of Genshin and everything, and they're gonna get pulled in. And these people may waste money. It's free advertisement. If miHoYo, on the other hand, was to upload the winners, all of the winners perhaps, or like notable mentions or something of the art or the cosplays on their social media, it wouldn't be free advertisement, because the artists spend time, resources, the cosplayer also spent time and resources, and they just gave the pictures to miHoYo for them to put on their social media. It's not free advertisement, because again, the artist and the cosplayer did something, while on the other hand, miHoYo did nothing, and still the cosplayers and artists are gonna post on their social media accounts about, again, their submissions, right? If you are a small artist that is very talentful and you somehow won the contest, and again, miHoYo uploaded your piece, your submission on their social media, you're gonna get a whole lot of people perhaps asking for commissions, or just get people to know you because you have this talent that they chose to win. But Genshin doesn't really need the advertising from you, a small artist or cosplayer. It's something. And yeah, I mean, whew. And that's about the community contest part of things. There perhaps are more details to be talked about, but I think you can easily see where the problem lie, where these problems lie within this whole post that happened. And now apparently they updated the post to not allow comments, so it really shows that they are just, plugging their ears with their hands and just going and not like listening to the community. And then comes, the general anniversary. So we moved away from the contests. Let's move to the general anniversary. Why are people going out on forums and saying the 10 wishes are a low reward, give us something else like, free 5 stars or resources or anything? It's the thing that there's nothing else happening. The anniversary is happening alongside the Moonchase Festival, or however it's called. And that festival is just a Liyue festival. One that we have seen thousands of times with Lantern Night and other stuff. It's not an event about the anniversary itself. The only thing we know that they're doing about the anniversary is a login event, which happened during Lantern Night, because at that time it was Chinese New Year, and miHoYo is based in China, they're a Chinese company and such, so it's like they care more about the tradition and not their own product? It's sad. And again, the Moonchase Festival cannot be taken as an anniversary event, because again, it's only focused on Liyue. Even if every character from Liyue appears, well, in this whole year of Genshin, we had Mondstadt, we had the Dragon Spine, we even had the Golden Apple Archipelago and everything else that has happened during this 1 year. It wasn't just Liyue, and Liyue was even available since launch. Dragon Spine came later. So where is the celebration about Dragon Spine? You see why Moonchase cannot be taken as the anniversary event? And because of that, because we know there's no event to celebrate this year of Genshin, well, the only thing people can ask from miHoYo is some sort of in-game rewards. Deep inside them, they want an event that is nice and again celebrates this 1 year. But if they know it's not in development or planned to be released during that time, They can't just go and say, please make an event right now in the 1 week that's left. That would kill the developers and designers. Not only that, we most likely won't have voice acting because of the time to schedule the voice actors and put the voices into the game. That's not 1 week. That can't happen in 1 week right now. So that's why people are only asking for in-game rewards. That's the only thing they can ask for, because they know that in-game rewards can just be given like that, with no real time being consumed on development. If we knew that, hey, the Moonchase Festival is happening, and then we have a whole other event split for the anniversary and celebrating Genshin, the people would be like, awesome. You don't need rewards like crazy. Seriously, the 10 wishes that they will give out, that's fine. But if there was an event to say a nice thank you to the player base for keeping Genshin alive and getting it to the state that it is, people would not complain. That's the sad part, and that's why people are asking more rewards. Because they're not getting a thank you with an event. It's sad. I've played other games. Like, I want to give an example. So, I play Nier Reincarnation, which just came out over like a month ago. It's not a big gacha game. But for the half-year anniversary in Japan, yes, half-year anniversary for Japan, not the global release. The global release was like 2 weeks. They made an event that just said such a nice and heartful thank you to the players. It was so beautiful. I didn't need like the rewards they gave. The quest that they have, the event they did for this anniversary, the half a year, was such a beautiful message towards the players that it did not matter if we're gonna get rewards, which we got. And that's the problem. miHoYo is not saying thank you to the players because they see them as, they see us as green pieces of paper with numbers printed on them. They just see us as money, not as a consumer. It's sad. And another thing, somebody posted like a very, big wall of text on Reddit at some point. They tried to like calculate how much the wishes and the primos for the contests like costs. And I would like to say that primo gems, giving primo gems to players, it doesn't cost anything because they don't have a value. Primo gems do not have a value. They're not cryptocurrency. They're not Bitcoin. They're not Ethereum with how those have gone. They're just an integer. They're just a number on your account that can change. They do not cost anything. They cost money on the banners, but those asking for those extra primo gems or wishes most likely are low spenders or free-to-plays. So it also doesn't matter. You're not gonna lose money on the banner. Not only that, the current banner is Kokomi, so most likely people would not waste those wishes and extra primo gems on Kokomi. And yeah, again, primos don't have a cost, so please don't think the cost that you see when you are, purchasing the Genesis crystals. You're just giving money to miHoYo to change a number. And, how much money you give is how much higher they will change that number. A primo gem, again, has no value. It's not a cryptocurrency. Alright, so if they give more primo gems, it will not hurt them in any way. Alright. And then we get to another thing about, things that have, been prompted up because of these rewards and things. Is that, people have said that Genshin is such a masterpiece. So much work is being put on Genshin. It's an outstanding, one-of-a-kind 3D open-world gacha, and they need all of the money, and they've spent so much money on it, they can't give out rewards just like that. I'm here to tell you that, unfortunately, 3D games are not more expensive than JPEG and PNG simulators. You can sort of say they have the same, expenses, but not actually. The thing with 3D and Genshin itself is that you can easily reuse stuff. Reuse a model, reuse animations, reuse effects even, reuse a lot of stuff. While 2D, well, every new character needs new art, it needs a lot of art, needs a lot of new things, and that art costs a lot. You cannot reuse art. Because if you say, okay, it's this character, and they are now summer-based, new art. You can just slap on something onto the existing art. You need new art, and it costs. Art costs a freaking lot. You know, music and sound effects take priority in the money, and then comes art, and it costs a fuck ton. So, and you can see it in Genshin, how there's like 3 NPC models, there's like, 5 or 6 variants for characters, playable characters, and of course, the abundance of reused animations. Every single dialogue you have with an NPC or character, it's the freaking same. Hand over chest, hand on the head, hand behind your back and like swing back and forth. Like arms crossed. Nothing ever changes. It's all the same. Not only that, most of the time, characters and NPCs do not move their mouths, so it like feels so unhuman. And it's because they're reusing them. And here's the problem. I'm not bashing the designers and developers. It's the management. That's where the problem comes. Management has 100% told the devs, if you do not save as many resources as possible so that we can make billions every banner, you're fired. That's what's happening. It's all about profit. Else we would get new animations, we would get more models, more well thought out stuff. Because I would guess, hopefully, that the designers and developers want to put their heart into the game, but are forced back. And if you try to like bring a counter argument about Genshin being on mobile, I'm sorry, but that's not an argument that is powerful. Alright, first of all, if the game is being developed also on PS4 and PC, you need to also, satisfy that group. And not only that, you might say more animations, more models mean more space. Mobile phones don't have space. I'm not here to give you any financial advice, but saving money and knowing what to do with your money and saving a bit of it to buy $100 or $150 smartphone, of course, it depends on countries and everything, but the general public, if you save a bit of money, a $150 smartphone easily has 128 gigabytes of storage that can fit Genshin easily and play Genshin. Like mobile devices always evolve, and I would guess there are games that are visually and more taxing than Genshin. It's all about optimization. And not only that, I just wanted to mention that, my goodness, Genshin does not look good on PC and PS4. On high resolutions and big screens where pixel density is smaller compared to a phone screen, the game does not look good. The reason being that we don't have correct anti-aliasing, we have low draw distance, and we have low-res textures. That's the biggest problem. Although the beta people, if you have been following a bit of leaks, they say there's a new setting about anisotropic filtering, which is like scalable textures resolution. So please, I hope they add it finally, because it actually matters a lot. And if you've played on high resolution and like a freaking 27-inch monitor, or your TV, which most likely is like 4K, you'll see how bad the game looks most of the time. But yeah, like that's side stuff that does matter in the argument of no, Genshin does not take infinite amount of resources to create. Alright. It takes money, like the 3D environments and stuff, it takes money, of course, and work. But as we see how much things they reuse, it's clear they're being pushed back by someone. And again, management most likely just looks at big numbers and they want those big numbers to stay. And yeah, that's the whole big problem about the anniversary. Rewards are just horrendous for what Genshin has become. There's no nice thank you towards the community. And people are asking for more rewards because they know they won't get an event or something that will say that thank you to the player base for bringing Genshin to where it is. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. People are comparing it to other gacha games, and if I'm honest, rightfully so. No matter how big or small or close to closing shutdown a gacha game is, knowing that the company behind that game sees the consumer as a consumer and a player, a person, and makes a nice event with a nice thank you in any sort of way, means that they care. But miHoYo doesn't. Even now, if they, announce, or when the anniversary drops on the 28th, they'll go crazy. It doesn't matter. Unfortunately, the bad things have already happened. And it's bad, very, very bad, that miHoYo doesn't come out and say, all right, relax. We hear that you just didn't know anything about, we didn't share anything about the anniversary, but we just, we handled the situation wrong. Here is what's happening with the anniversary. That should have been on day one of this outcry. Of course, the right thing to do was to slowly tell you, hey, this is happening on the anniversary. Hey, this is happening on the anniversary. We are doing this on the anniversary. Get ready, 1 week or 2 weeks. The anniversary is coming. We have told you what's happening. Hey, get ready, get hyped. Done. To be honest, this should happen with all of Genshin's content, of course. But it's not. And that's why, leaks happen. But it's sad to see that, again, the people that handle the information of the game on miHoYo just don't see us as consumers or even humans. We're just green pieces of paper with money printed on it. It's sad. And then we get on to the other half, which is, of course, Miss Sango no Miya Kokomi. And my god, what the fuck? I am sort of in the middle towards the bad on how Kokomi performs. And it's time to get on this problem that, has thrown even more fuel onto the fire of the anniversary, Here's what's happening. The problem with Kokomi is that, of course, people say she's a bad character. She doesn't fit into many team comps. She just doesn't do what people want her to do. Now come the other people that are like, Kokomi was always meant to be a healer. Why are you bashing her DPS? She's just a healer. We already have Dion and Chichi and everybody that are healers. Why is Kokomi so special to, deserve the hate? Well, here we go and, analyze the things. Number one, it is very, very clear that she was intentionally handicapped. Somebody thought this character should be bad. And, I mean, you can say, that's bullshit. How do you know that? Well, how do you know that she was intended to be a pure healer or something? That's a problem. We have no information with the designers behind the characters, which also ties into the no communication from miHoYo. If we knew that every character coming out had a role in the designer's mind on why this character exists, things would have been much different. In my eyes, and many people's eyes, Kokomi was meant to be a healer that can output a good DPS while she's on the field. Because that's her whole thing. Be on the field, heal the whole party, deal a good amount of damage. Not crazy damage. Not main DPS damage. No, not even sub DPS damage. Just compensate for the time your DPSs aren't on the field and they are using their skills. Compensate for the time that Kokomi is on the field. Her job is to heal, but also dish out a very good amount of damage that, again, compensates. And people would have been like, amazing. That's fine. She fits into a role where you wish that your healer or fourth unit or whatever does that exact thing. People go to Bennett because they want an offensive buff. People go to Diona because they want cryo appliance and a shield, defenses. People go to Chi-Chi because they just want to never see their HP drop below 100%. They have their roles, and they have the consumers, they have the part of the community that wants them and desires them. You want Jean because she's an emo. She can be an emo battery. She can like deal really good damage with her like fall damage, and has a good cleanse and good healing. You want Barbara. You go towards Barbara because, she was given to you free. You have become accustomed to Barbara. You like her Hydra application. You're fine with, you like the ult that heals everybody and does nothing else. Again, everybody has their, like, people that like them. And then here comes Kokomi, where there are people that are like, yes, a healer that can dish out a nice amount of damage. That's good. And then mihoyo goes and just tells you, no, minus 100% crit rate. No, we don't want her to deal damage. No, sorry. And you're like, but why? That's the main thing that is on people's that is on people's minds. Why is Kokomi designed like this? Why? Who took this decision? And it's not about meta. You're like, oh, you're just a meta player that cares about damage and every unit needs to be perfect. No. It's that she's generally not usable. It matters that every new unit that comes into Genshin and any game, gacha game, needs to be able to fit every kind of content. Not just, the absolute casual that just collects stuff. Even if you don't care about the Abyss, at some point you're gonna be tempted to try, and Kokomi could have been the thing to push you to say, all right, I'll try my best at the Abyss, I'll try to beat it 12-3, I might not go for full clear, but I want to experience it at least. Up to this time, I didn't have the characters to do so. Maybe Kokomi will do it. That's with every new character. And not only that, there are gonna be events that want you to deal damage. Hachinininki, as it was called, the stupid Magu Kenkyo Senate bullshit. You might say, oh, I'm done, I'm just a casual, I won't do these events. Is it really a strong mindset? Is it really? Don't you want more Primo Gems to roll for your waifus and such? You want them. You're gonna have to work around it. I have people who play the game casually and don't care about full meta. But they do care that they want to build a party that does something and doesn't go out to do commissions and go out in the overworld and they die. Because I do have people like that. My two sisters are not necessarily the polar opposite, but they fit those two roles. One of my sister, she loves husbandos, she loves, she wants to collect Archons, and she does care about the damage she deals. She does go into the Abyss because she likes having fun. She has fun in her Abyss, experimenting and just trying out the new designs that are coming out. While my other sister, she has her own job. She's not much of a gamer, but she tries to collect characters and such. Well, guess what? Right now, because she hasn't really analyzed the game that much, she can't even complete her commissions. There are people like that, so saying that the absolute casual gamer doesn't care for that crit rate that Kokomi doesn't have, it's not real. Those people that care about the just completing commissions even and doing stuff in the world of Genshin, they do care. People care. They want their units to be usable, not broken, just balanced so that they do their job and they bring something new to the game. There wasn't a healer that dealt continuous or a good amount of DPS like Kokomi on the field. There was none. So hearing out we're getting this unit, that's cool. But then again, you're shown that they butchered her and handicapped her just to not fulfill that wish is sad. And there is a better idea to, removing that 100% crit rate, is to reduce her crit damage perhaps. If if you play something like League of Legends, there's Yone and Yasuo. They benefit double from crit rate, but they deal less crit damage. And in League of Legends, you can't increase your crit damage like you can in Genshin Impact. Well then, leave Kokomi to have her own crit rate, but crit damage effects are half effective. So she starts with 25%, and again, it's hard to build her crit damage. And and you're done. You have a healer that does damage when she needs to be on the field. And you're done. You're done. It's fine, and people are happy. And that's it. And then, Kokomi could be said is only half the problem. Because here comes her weapon banner, has Jade Cutter, but it doesn't matter. Her weapon is so bad. Not only that, it's so designed for her that it ruins the idea that a weapon can go on many characters. It ruins that freedom. Wolf's Gravestone can go on every character. The new Mistsplinter Reforged that came with Ayaka can go on a lot of characters. Bal's Polearm can go on many characters. Why the heck does Kokomi's Catalyst only go on like 2? Not even 2, 1. Only her. Barbara doesn't like it. Only Kokomi does. And it's sad, but with that crit damage, crit rate thing that I told you, well, just slap on crit rate or crit damage on the weapon instead of HP percent, and what does it become? Well, if you've read the effect of it, it becomes Staff of Homa for catalysts. And people are happy. Jade Cutter is Staff of Homa, but for swords. It's a busted weapon. So why not this weapon as well? Why not Kokomi's weapon? Why not make it be not necessarily a DPS-oriented, weapon, but something desirable for different characters? And you want to know something that will, I guess, shock you. You know how Bal, the Raiden Shogun, do you know how she was the first 5-star Electro since Kaching? Since the release? This catalyst is the first 5-star catalyst since launch. We had Memory of Dust that came in with Zhongli. We had Skyward Atlas since release, and we had Lost Prayers. All of those weapons came at or very, very close to release. Those were the only 5-star catalysts. Yep. Not even reruns like Klee's rerun brought in new catalysts. It was just reruns of other weapons. So to see the first ever catalyst since launch just be garbage, it's sad, And this brings us to another point about Kokomi, is that if you pay attention to the Archon quest, which I didn't, or her story, her quest that came out just now, which I didn't really do much, you'll see it feels like she was meant to be a sacrificial lamb. She was meant, from the very get-go of Inazuma, to not be an important character, or just a good character, I guess. She was meant to be the character where no effort is put into her. And that is just disappointing to see something like that be done on any character. Is it a husbando? Is it a waifu? Are they 4-star? 5 stars? It doesn't matter. To say that you're just not gonna care about this character at all, that you're gonna release, not that is already released, it's sad. It's disappointing and sad, which again shows you do not care about your product. You're just gonna release anything on your head right now, huh? Doesn't that, it shows, she's featured in the Inazuma art, but then she appears for 3 seconds on the first part of the Archon quest, 5 seconds on the other Archon part quest, and her story quest is like half done basically, with bad animations on like cutscenes and just bad story. A story that doesn't revolve as it should around Kokomi, but it feels like another part of the Archon quest, I would even say. a part left out for some reason. It's disappointing, I must say. And yeah, as mentioned, even on a PvE game, a character needs to somehow perform a role and bring something new. Or at least, improve on previous attempts or something like. We're 1 year into the game. It's sad to see this release, this character release. It's sad. Why? Who hated Kokomi that much on the team? You might say, alright, it was just an experiment. Sure, a designer and developer can experiment with characters. But unfortunately, the beta clients is where this should happen. Where you release a character there, they stay in the beta, right? As you touch upon their kit, touch upon the balance values, and come up with new ideas for their kit. The beta testers, give feedback, and then you release the character. You might ask, well, did the beta testers then give feedback on Kokomi? If she's released like that, that means they didn't give any feedback or enough. Well, here's the thing. Beta testers did give feedback for Kokomi. They did give feedback that her design was poor, she was performing poorly. And guess what's changed? Well, in the beta, the jellyfish she has didn't apply hydro as it should. It might pulse, but it wouldn't apply hydro. It had an ICD, an internal cooldown. Well, that was changed from 4 seconds to 1.5. That was the only change. No joke. When the beta ended, beta testers were like, we hope her release has changed numbers or something changed on her because you're gonna be disappointed. And, well, they were right. Nothing changed. The only, things that were data mined and showed change were just that ICD. So, yeah, the beta was just ignored. Beta testers and the feedback was most likely just ignored because, again, it seems that the plan for Kokomi was to fail somehow. And, seeing that, you might say, well, pull for Kokomi, in the future, she might be good. You're doing an investment into the future. But if I'm honest, seeing as how she performs now, and seeing as mihoyo doesn't like or cares about buffing characters, because why should you nerf a character in PvE? Just let them be powerful, but bring the underdogs up. They don't care about buffing characters to make them more desirable. Not fit into meta, not just outperform everybody, just be desirable to be, pulled for. Well, there's a very good reason. If you buff a character after the banner, you cannot make more money from that banner. You made a character more desirable, well, you're gonna have to do a rerun immediately. Else you're not making any money. And if that buff doesn't make money, well, Kokomi will stay the way she is and many other characters will stay the way they are. The Zhongli drama was crazy, and it was at a time where most likely mihoyo had plans for that rerun. It doesn't seem for Kokomi. And so yes, again, in terms of Kokomi, I also wished she would do a good job. I am a Chi-Chi supporter. I like Chi-Chi. I use Chi-Chi for my own reasons. And if Kokomi was to completely destroy Chi-Chi in terms of healing because he's sort of the best in terms of numbers, or she was just to dethrone Bennett in the best support ever because she deals damage instead of buffing damage, I would have been fine. But seeing how she was released, the only thing I could do was laugh. Laugh at what mihoyo is doing, not laugh at people that want to roll for her. Just laugh at what is happening, how mihoyo is handling the feedback. It's sad and fun at the same time. And so we reach a conclusion where, unfortunately, for those that say that, hey, maybe mihoyo is just hiding things from us. They, for some reason, do not want to, release any information about the anniversary, and then at the 28th, we're gonna get like 50 free 5 stars, or, Kokomi is gonna be buffed to hell. Unfortunately, even if that happens, it's not fixing the problem of communication that we mentioned. That's the problem. Communicate with your player base. Show that you care and listen to the player base by saying something. If the anniversary comes and we get like a ton of rewards, people will be like, so you got completely shat on from the community and even news sites and stuff. Your reputation was just completely hurt. And so now you're like, oh, please forgive us. Please forgive us. Oh no, we're gonna fix Kokomi. Please forgive us. That's how people are gonna interpret the rewards. And even if you come out and say, oh no, don't worry, no, the outrage happened, but the rewards were already planned since like release. People will be like, then why didn't you tell us? Why did you allow people to just go crazy and destroy the ratings perhaps on the game and everything? Why? Are you an idiot? That's the problem. Even if they say everything was planned, just come out and say it, damn it. Come out and say it when the outrage is happening. And come out and tell us, where we designed Kokomi in this way. We gave her these talents. We gave her that minus 100 crit rate because we wanted this to happen. We wanted to bring out a new character that does this. We had this vision about this character. Come out and tell us. At the release of the character or one day before release, come out and say it. Give us insight on the designers. Lots of games do that. Lots of games tell you why this new character exists. Why are we changing this about a character? Why are we bringing this kind of content into the game? They tell you so that you also know and are prepared and you know how to approach this character. Again, people approached Kokomi seeing as how they added that max HP as damage into her ultimate. They approached Kokomi as a character that can deal damage. Then they were disappointed and saw the numbers and they were like, what the heck? Something's wrong here. But if we knew what's behind mihoyo's mind about designing Kokomi, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. Not only that, we would easily be able to give feedback to mihoyo that, hey, this, you have this idea about this 100% crit rate reduction. Maybe it's not that good. Maybe we could test it more and see if we can change something there. There's no such back and forward communication with mihoyo and beta testers or the consumers. There's only forwards. We just shout at a wall about things that need changing to just make the game more fun. Fun, damn it, fun. Not meta, fun. But yeah, we are left in the dark to ponder what are mihoyo's plans. And if I'm honest, many of us wish that mihoyo pulls their head out of their ass and just come out forth and just say that they were wrong and this will never happen. And if it dare happens, they will know how to handle the situation better. But yep, I don't think it's gonna happen. So yes, this was the video about the whole shabackle about Kokomi and the anniversary. Again, I stated sort of my opinions, but I think that we can agree that I went in politely and gave some very good reasons behind the outrage that is happening. And yeah, as a closing statement, man, it's sad to see that this anniversary just didn't do more for the consumer than for the player. Again, a beautiful and nice thank you message is all that people need. Give them the 10 wishes, do an event that doesn't freaking award Primogems. Just do an event that, again, celebrates Genshin within the game, do the contests which celebrate the game outside of it, and say a massive thank you for the players and the people bringing you to this place, for making you billions of dollars, and for bringing you to the top of the lists of games to play in this year that passed. But again, we're not getting that, and it's sad and hilarious. Thank you. I hope I helped you. This is a very long video, but with how much this whole thing has expanded, you cannot discuss it in a small matter of minutes. You're gonna be really losing a lot of not just details, just parts of the whole story. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed and you got informed. I'll see you.